I mean, are you hearing? No, seriously, you should not even just hear, you should listen, because it's important in this day and age of the internet. You can afford to actually look at such stupid questions. That's so much ignorance that at least if you have nowhere to find out what the truth is, then I would understand. But there's Google. You can Google, you can go on YouTube, you can find it literally anywhere, and you still afford to ask such stupid questions. You can't be excused that ignorance is too much. Anyway, I'm here representing Africans, so dear non-Africans. This is a message from us to you. We are tired. We are so tired. There are some questions you welcome and you find that they are sensible. Yeah, I'm going to answer this. But there are some others that you're like, how old are you? Which part of the world are you? Like, you don't know this. Like, why? Have you tried Googling? Like, so anyway, without further ado, so sometimes sometimes you're talking to people from different parts of the world. Maybe you interact maybe online, or like you go for different games. A lot of things happen, right? So most times that means like conversation online. Someone's going to ask you, yeah, mama, I'm from like Ireland, or like I'm from the States, I'm from the UK or something like that. And then they ask you, where are you from? And I'm like, oh yeah, I'm from actually I like to even specify, because I think people don't know much about Uganda, my country, and because in Africa a lot of people know like Nigeria, South Africa, they might really not know much about Uganda. So what I do, I'll be like, oh, I'm from Uganda, East Africa, just to specify and break it down more. And someone will be like, oh, you're from Uganda, I know someone from Ghana. Yeah, so how is that relevant to this conversation? Like, why did you bring the assessment? How is it connected to anything? Tell me how. So you've met people from China, you've talked to people from like Canada. Does someone tells you, oh, I'm from China, and you're like, oh, by the way, I know someone from Japan? Do you? So why are you asking me from Uganda, or are you talking about someone from Ghana? Why? So anyway, let's even start with the basics. Africa is not a country. It's a continent with over 54 countries, where each country has their own president. It's like how we say Asia. You can't say Asia is a country. So Africa is a freaking continent. It's not a country. So in terms with that also being said, so here's someone planning to come to Africa, and then they come to Africa, they go to like, let me say, okay, they go to Botswana. And then you're like, oh, Rose, I'm in Botswana, can you come and visit me? Don't ask me to come and visit you. Those are two different countries. You know the distance from there. The way you needed a visa to get to Botswana is the way I'm going to need a visa to get to Botswana, my dear. So it's like you telling someone, oh, okay, I'm in India. But the person you're talking about, the person you're asking is in like Bangladesh. They should come and visit you in India. Does that even make sense? Then why are you doing that to me? So I have friends in Botswana, but that doesn't even really matter, because please think before you actually talk, because that's so much ignorance. There's some ignorance we can allow to a certain extent, but that is freaking too much. Too much. And in regards to what I said before, the previous 2 points, Africa, we do not speak one language. Like I already said, it's a continent with over 54 countries, right? How in God's name are we going to speak the same language? Do the French speak the same language with the German? Like, I mean, that means each country is going to have its own language. I know you people know the one thing. You think Africa, they speak Afrikaans. Not all of us speak Afrikaans, my friend. Just in Uganda, we have over 43 languages. In Ghana, they have over 250 languages. In South Africa, they have over 10. So imagine if even just in one country we do not speak the same language, then how in God's hell are we going to speak one language in the whole of Africa? Please, you and your common sense, please figure that out, because sometimes I don't understand your kind of thinking. Please figure that out and tell me. Leaving that aside, that we have our own local languages within the countries, we all know how Africa was colonized, right? By different countries. So Uganda, Kenya, most of East Africa was colonized by the British. right? Rwanda was colonized by the French. Other people are colonized by the Spanish. How in God's name, even though it didn't have local languages, how in God's name would we be able to speak the same language if we're colonized by countries who speak different languages and different cultures? So at least we didn't even have local languages. At least we know that East Africa, Uganda, Tanzania, Kenya was speaking English. Rwandese speak French. Senegalese speak French. Madagascar, they speak French. Then how are we speaking the same language still? Common freaking sense. Please harvest that from somewhere. Because really, I'm sorry I'm getting back, because this is like, these are the most stupid things you hear, and then you're like, what the? Another thing that's actually annoying is like, oh, you're speaking in an African accent. What is an African accent? Please tell me. What in God's hell is an African accent? Because I don't understand. First of all, like I said, we don't speak similar languages. We were colonized by different countries. Then how in God's name do we have the same accent? Because I'm pretty sure my Ugandan accent is different from a Kenyan accent, different from a Nigerian accent, different from a South African accent, and way different from an Egyptian accent. So you can say, oh, you have a Chinese accent, you have a French accent, you have a German accent, you have a Russian accent, but then we have an African accent. Why do you say they have a Chinese accent? Why don't you say you have an Asian accent? Indians, Chinese, Koreans, all of them speak the same accent, right? Because they're from Asia, Asian accent. But then all of a sudden you have an African accent. How is an African accent a thing? Even media is spoiling this world, because how is it a thing? That does not exist. How can I have something that does not even exist? You would actually at least first ask me, oh, where are you from? I'm like, I'm from Africa. Which part of Africa? I'm from Uganda. Oh, that explains. You have a Ugandan accent, maybe. But let me even surprise you. Here in Uganda, due to our different languages, you will find that even within the country Uganda, we have different accents. From the central, we have different accents. People that were not actually influenced by our local languages so much have a certain kind of accent. And then people that are so much drained by the local languages have different accents. You're going to find like me, I'm going to be like, oh, let me say we have in geography, and I'm going to be like, the presence of low-lying, blah, 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 blah. And then someone from the west will be like, the presence of low-lying, You hear a different accent. Then someone from the north is going to be actually more tough with the statements. So you're going to find that even within Uganda, we have different accents. So in God's name are we going to be having the same accent? And actually, I won't blame you if like we are like 3 Ugandans, like, oh, you guys have an Ugandan accent. Well, it's different. I won't even bother you much, because you can't go into now tribal accents. But now African accent is not a thing. Please get it in your head. African accent is not a thing. Thank you. And my dear people, this one I'm not holding it against you, but you are all not from Nigeria or South Africa, because I know those are 2 main countries a lot of people know that from Africa. Maybe because where a lot of Nigerians or a lot of South Africans are out there, or like more of their culture is out there, or a lot of celebrities that make it internationally are from those countries. Well, that's good. No problem about that. But please don't assume every black from Africa is from either Nigeria or South Africa. I'm from Uganda, So you ask. Why don't you like asking? You like to assume you know things. You do not know. Ask. Be like, hey, you said you're from Africa. Remind me what country you're from. I will tell you. If you forget, write it down. Uganda is similar to Wakanda. Maybe it will help you remember. Huh? If you've asked it like 10 times, you feel like you're ashamed to ask anymore, get something that will help you remember. Get something that will be like, okay, Uganda may be similar to Wakanda, maybe it will help you remember. I just say, because you said you're from Wakanda, I'll laugh and find it funny, but at least it's similar to Uganda. But again, telling me Nigeria, South Africa all the time without even knowing where I'm from is really annoying. I'm not saying it's bad to be from those countries. No, it's not bad. I'm just not from there. I've not even been there yet. So another thing is, we have shopping malls, we have highways, we have super highways, we have like airports, trains. I mean, like, we have those things. We have phones, People ask, do you have a phone? And then I wonder, you're talking to me online and asking if I have a phone. You think I'm using a leaf? I'm using a jackfruit? I'm using a stone to text you? What do you think? Why don't you? The thing is, think. Sorry for shaking. The thing is, think before you ask. Please. We do not all live in huts, and even there are huts that are designed now like it's a tourism attraction thing, and it's actually that's just the architecture of that being a hut. But you assume we're all in muddy houses, we sleep in trees, we don't have clothes, we don't have water, we don't have phones. Okay, next point. We don't have pets with wild animals. Actually, those things are done with millionaires, like get alligators or like lions to be their pets. But you can't ask me, oh, you're from Uganda or something like that, because Uganda also have a lot of wild animals and stuff. Then you come and ask me, oh, do you have a pet lion called Simba? No, I have a pet lion called Mpologoma. Like, what do you mean? For example, now, the thing is, we have those animals, yes, but it's not like we all have like a baby lion walking around as if it's a dog, a puppy. No, we do not have a cub walking around. And another thing that's ironic is that the fact that Simba is Swahili for lion. When I said that, no, I don't have a pet lion called Simba, but it's called Mpologoma, in Uganda, Pologoma is lion. So, my nephew is crying. So, it's like saying, oh, you have a pet lizard called Lizard. That does not really make any sense either. You get? So, I don't know how to explain, but I think you get the point. We have these things in zoos, in the wildlife, game parks, we go see them. We don't have them at our homes. We're hugging lions like you see on YouTube. Sure, people hugging the lions, we find that, like, that's don't... I think now you get the point anyway. I don't want to explain myself so much because I'm going to get mad. I'm going to get angry. Thank you for coming anyway. Come, you have a lot of tourism sites you can enjoy. Beautiful people, beautiful culture, beautiful food. Come. But please, tone down on the ignorance at least a little. Thank you. And you know, the funny thing is that you ask such questions with a smile on your face. No, darling, no, this cannot be happening. Sometimes you know you don't know that. Can't you think? Because I myself don't know about all the parts of the world, but I'm not going to assume I know and talk like I know. If I don't know, I'm going to keep quiet or ask or Google later. I'm not going to show my stupidity or like my ignorance, because not all of us know what's happening anywhere, but how you go about that also tells what kind of person you are. IQ, EQ, whatever. Anyway, thank you very much for watching. I really got Rose Basemera and Africans. Don't be mad at me. Don't forget to like, comment, share, and subscribe. See ya. California love, I've been riding through the city in the Cadillac, getting faded off the Remy. Had a ugly low pass, nowadays sitting pretty. I know I made mistakes, I just